All right, well, welcome everyone to today's field hockey chat with head coach Char Morett-Curtiss, the 8th ranked Nittany Lion field hockey team. We'll be joined here in a little bit by midfielder forward Mackenzie Allessies, a new member of the Penn State team, but a name known to field hockey fans all over the country. So we're excited to talk to her as well. Char, thanks for joining us again during a busy week.
Yeah, it is a busy week. There's a lot of excitement, obviously, on campus. I almost got hit by one of the Home Depot game day trucks riding my bike home last night. And I had to remind them that we have stop signs here in State College and you have to abide by them. So
Nice.
The campus is buzzing for game day, and our field hockey group we're getting ramped up for the Big Ten opener.
Well, let's talk about that Big Ten. Well, no, first let's revisit two really good wins this past weekend. You know, Delaware, Albany squads, very competitive, two vastly different games though, and game styles that the games were played under. Talk a little bit about the win over Albany and, you know, what you felt you wanted to see improve then into Sunday. So let's start with the Friday win over Albany.
Yeah, I thought that Albany came out with a great game plan. I felt that they put a little bit more pressure on us with their press than we had anticipated. So I think it took us a little while just to make those adjustments. But I felt like once we, were able to play a little bit more of a possession game, then, and again, I think that with both games, our second halves were definitely like our better, spurts of hockey. So, I think we talk a lot with this team and they bring it up to us as well. Like we need a faster start. Takes us a little bit to get going, where we need to be on the aggressive side when we start the game. So we've been working on that at practice this week. We're hoping that the storms can move through and we can get outside to work on, some more of that just aggressive style and keeping our structure throughout the game. I felt like in the Delaware game, we lost our support positions. There was too big a gap between our middies and our backs. So that just created a lot of counterattacks on Delaware's behalf in the midfield. So I think once we can, get our fullbacks and our screen players up in the middle of the field, then we should be able to stop that and then be more prepared to counterattack.
Yeah, talk a little bit. That Delaware game was played at such a high pace. And you said afterwards you felt that if you could continue the pace that I'm not going to say who started that pace because Delaware was flying around the field the first 30 minutes. You said after the game, you felt that if you kept that pace up, you'd wear them down.
Yeah.
Something about the conditioning of this year's team that you knew from the get-go, your girls were in shape and could go 60 minutes hard.
Yeah, and we obviously ask a lot of our forwards. They probably play the starting lineup, and then the players that next wave of forwards that come in, they probably play anywhere between 35 to 25 minutes. And one change we made during the Delaware game was we put Megan Reese on the forward line, and she just has a very she was a high school forward. We really needed her to help us out in the backfield last year. We needed her to help us out in the midfield this year. But we feel that with Anouk getting a little bit more experience, that we can bump Megan back up to that forward line position where she can be really dangerous. She has a presence on the press. And I think that, having a group of forwards that can continually go after a team's backfield, that would help to wear them down. I think that's where it sort of got started with, keeping the foot on the gas pedal and just pushing the pace. And that's what we did talk about. Hey, if we can keep a tempo game going the first half against Delaware, feel that we're going to be able to come out hard that second half and really attack with much more speed.
A Big Ten opener coming up Saturday, 1:00 down at College Park against 7th ranked Maryland. But you look at the Big Ten and literally everyone's ranked. So it wasn't like you were going to be able to start and ease your way into conference. So the conference it is. Talk a little bit about the Terrapins, what you expect to see, and are they any different this year, at least from watching film, than they have been in the past, or is this still Missy's team?
Yeah, this is still Missy's team. They just always are very strong fundamentally. Again, one thing they do very well is they maintain their positions and their structure. They had 3 players go to Pan Am qualifier, junior Pan Am qualifier in August, so it gave them some more international experience. And I think that they have Riley Donnelly in the midfield now. She was put pretty much as a back. Emma Deberdyne, the Deberdyne sisters are strong. They're fast, quick in the midfield. And then they added a transfer from Princeton, Julia Turnetta, who's very, very, very strong. And then they got Hope Rose, who's one of the top recruits last year on the line. So they do have some more weapons this year than what they had last year. So I think they definitely have increased or have improved on their forward line threat, I would say.
So 5 games in for us, are there any, I don't know what you give away any kind of scouting report, but are there specific things that, as we head into conference play in general, you kind of need to see tweaked, perhaps improved or better as we kind of move in now to the meat of our schedule?
Yeah, without a doubt, communication. We've got some players in our backfield, they're very strong defenders, but they just get focused on their role, and we need them to really bring the midfielders into the defensive. They just feel that they're playing and working as a unit back there. So I think we've been playing very, not selfishly individually, but very individually, where we need to be aware of how our teammates can help us with the play. So a lot of our focus this week is just on defensive zoning and how to pass a man-to-man player off if she comes into your zone. So just working on some of those interchanges.
Right. All right. And today we're going to get to talk to Mackenzie Allessies. She is a new member of the Nittany Lions, but like I said, everyone in the field hockey world knows who she is. Talk a little bit about how Mackenzie is kind of blending into the fabric of just a different team.
Yeah. I think, she had so many attributes coming out of high school, was part of winning a state championship with her high school team. I think, when I watched her freshman year at Ohio State, I felt that she was, on the forward line, but, not really the full Mackenzie Allessies that we knew her to be. And I think that when we saw her play last spring, a year and a half had gone by, and you could just really see her on-field maturity, her field hockey IQ increase, and just that she really played almost like a roaming player for Ohio State, so we're trying to keep her, in a midfield position, whereas before she'd be an attacking position, defender position. So we don't want her to run ragged. We want her just to be, a part of our system. She's obviously a very important part of our system, but, she's blended extremely well with the team. I just think, she's a team player. Her, communication to the players on the field is very positive. She can analyze the game and make changes that way. So that's where I think we've really seen a lot of value in her, as well as her attacking abilities.
Well, yeah, she's been fun to watch. The way you're watching a number of high-powered offensive players and players who can kind of strike from anywhere on the field, watching them blend together and forming a cohesive offensive unit. Really started to see real glimpses of that in the second half against Delaware. It was fun to watch. Like you said, getting Megan Reese moved up.
Yeah.
Marked difference in that. And she plays anywhere on the field. It's just
yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us today. We're looking forward to talking to Mackenzie. And we'll be watching Saturday, 1 p.m. BTN Plus. Links are all online on our schedule for everyone ready to watch us play the Terrapins in a Big Ten opener.
Yes, sounds great. And you guys, I have to give everybody a little hint. Last night I was on Big Ten Eats campus.
Ah, that's right.
So that was yesterday, and I didn't get a chance. I got a text from one of the former players, and I recorded at 1 a.m. I didn't stay up to 1 a.m. But I have never been to the Greeks other than to do the interview there, and just the food they have there looks amazing. But it was fun to be a part of that.
That's awesome. So that'll rerun all week. That's this week's episode, folks. Make sure you check it out.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Char.
All right.
All right. And welcome back. And we'd like to thank Mackenzie Allessies for joining us. Mackenzie playing the midfield here for Penn State this year, her first year with the Nittany Lions. Mackenzie, welcome to Happy Valley.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So talk a little bit about the different way you've had to play this. Char mentioned a little bit, where you were at prior, you're doing a lot of rovering and you just kind of dominating the ball from sideline to sideline and from midfield to the circle. Here you're a midfielder, you're kind of having to change that a little bit. Was that something you knew coming in when you came here, and how have you found that transition so far?
It's actually been really awesome because I'm able to like focus on my role and do it the best like for the team instead of having to do like a little extra and like up and down kind of movement. I'm able to like fit in and build those connections with like my other midfielders being like Megan and Anna, which is like so much more. I feel like I'm really playing the game of field hockey now instead of like having to like almost have a different kind of game plan. So it's been so nice being able to just like almost relax and just like have fun.
In this type of play style for you, do you feel that over the long term of a season, and we look to be playing deep into November, do you feel that will help your stamina, your focus, and all of that?
Yes, I think it'll help a lot. I'm able to just like play and be creative and work with my teammates in all the ways I can and help them out in any way that they can. So I just feel like it's such a healthier environment to be in mentally, physically. So keeps you going in the long run.
Did you know, and because you've played internationally, nationally, how many of the girls on the team did you know pretty well from club ball and other teams prior to coming here?
Well, I knew the whole team from just scouting them from when I played at Ohio State. So that was pretty cool to like come back and be like, oh, I know what you like to do. I know what you like to do because I watched it in a film before. But before I joined like collegiate, I knew a couple of the girls. I wouldn't say super well, but I knew them from playing against them when I played Alley Cats and high school. So that was kind of neat to be like their teammates now.
Yeah. And how are you finding the change? I mean, just off the field hockey field, how's the change been? And what's the most surprising thing about Penn State as a school that maybe you didn't know coming in?
Well, the change has been amazing. There's not one negative thing I could say about Penn State. I 100% like am so happy I am here and transferred. I think it's so like surprising. I knew my family would be able to come up a lot, but it's surprising like how close I am, how much I actually see them. I'm like not homesick at all. I'm like, I
nice.
go home like a little bit more than you come. So it's just super nice. I'm glad that switch happened at least.
And tell everyone what your major is.
I'm a criminal justice major.
One field hockey career, and for you, that's going to be after college because you're going to be playing above and beyond Penn State. But with your degree, what is the plan with that? What's the career goal with that?
I believe I want to go somewhere into law enforcement, maybe towards the lawyer side, but more into like the police academy, state trooper, that direction.
Right. And lastly, so far, what's your favorite creamery ice cream flavor?
Oh, I'm a straight mint chocolate chip person.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, well, awesome. Well, look, I know we're running into practice time. I really appreciate you joining us real quick. And, thanks for letting us get in a little window into meeting Mackenzie Allessies, the person, and looking forward to Saturday. Good luck down in Maryland. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mackenzie.